beers. Bloody
Beers.
On the piss.
Welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast, brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Clutch. I'm Das. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started out reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And Clutzy, as always, where are we coming to the lovely people from?
From the Caxton Hotel. It's great. We're loving it.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. This is our On the Piss podcast. And I tell you what, for once,
one of us is on the piss.
Proper on the piss.
Yeah.
We'll get into it soon.
We'll get into it very soon. I just said to Clutzy, he might have to carry the team a bit here, and he has done that through this intro. It is a Monday that we're recording, and we've been at a wedding this weekend. One of our good friends, two of our good friends, Matto and Caro.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
It was spectacular. We'll get stuck in, but we had the recovery today at the Palm Beach Surf Club, and one of us had to drive, and the other person had to drink all of the beers.
Yeah, so I decided to drive.
And I've had all the beers, but the final beer that I'll have today on this magical Monday, Bloke in a Bar.
Bloody oath. Shout out to Kempy once again for getting around us. As we do get a bloke down our throat. And we've got a fair few blokes down our throats, particularly this weekend.
Oh, I've lost count.
There's been a lot of blokes.
Yeah.
Sharing a lot of blokes with other blokes.
Yeah.
And girls too.
Love is love.
Lovely.
Blokes are blokes.
Yep.
Get a bloke down your throat. And if you want to this weekend, go to blokeandbar.com and enter your postcode in the store locator to find your local stockist.
Look, mate, that was perfect. You got nothing to worry about.
Now that we've delivered all of that, the intro and the bloke read, it just shackles off. I'm done.
We get into it. We get into it. Mate, I had a little story from footy on Friday, actually. I don't know if I've told you this yet.
When you say to me, I don't know if I've told you this yet, and it's a footy story. The last one was you thought you tore your arsehole, so I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, it's not as good as that.
You're not supposed to say that.
we had a good win. We hustled the Hustlers 55-0 on Friday night. But
Cop that. One
of the boys, Matty Richards, he's a couple of years older than us, older brother to one of the boys we went to school with, Slippery Richards. And he just wound the clock back. And I let him know afterwards how well he wound the clock back. And his response was, I'm not going to lie, I've just been watching Sonny Bill highlights all week to see how I can improve my game.
Yeah, it happens.
And I just thought it was so fucking funny that that's what he's been doing.
How old would he be? He'd be what, 30?
Mid-30s?
Yeah.
I'd say.
Preparing for 6th grade, watch the Sonny Bill Williams highlights.
Yeah. So
game of his career.
Probably 32, 33, something like that.
It's that simple.
It was fucking hilarious. And it was like watching Sonny Bill on the field.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Just railing chicks in cubicles.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Sorry.
That's Sonny Bill. This is the unhinged Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast. I love that. But yeah, so shout out to him for doing the hard yards there. But the boys finally got a win. It's only our second win of the year.
That's
in
all right.
6th grade.
Is it early days? Like how long?
Yeah, it's about a third of the way through the season.
But you're not out of finals contention.
Third, I think. Fuck no.
Third?
Yeah. There's only 6 teams in the comp.
I was going to say.
And 4 teams go through to finals. So
you'd be pretty unlucky not to get through.
Just don't be fucking shit.
Who's the last 2 teams?
I think at the moment it's Redland Bay and the Hustlers.
Who you just beat. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And East as well.
Yeah,
so.
well, I know that we've just outlined it on the podcast about how easy it is to make the finals, but we won't dwell on that for too long, and we won't mention it ever again.
No.
And if you, once again, reign supreme and win a premiership, there'll be no chatter about how most teams made finals.
Yeah, exactly. There's no participation awards in 6th grade Friday night football.
Shit, no.
Definitely not. But as we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, we had a big weekend for the weekend that's just gone by. Started with a lovely almost 2-hour trip down the lovely Gold Coast Highway.
I keep getting confused because today's Monday.
Yep.
Wedding was yesterday, Sunday. Yeah. It felt like Saturday was Friday, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it obviously was Saturday.
Definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went down on Saturday. What I loved is that our check-in was 2 o'clock. I rocked up at maybe 10 past. Saw a lot of our mates checking in, and everyone's first point of call was I was going to drop the bags and just go straight over to the surf club.
Yeah.
I went to, I think it was Greenmount.
Yeah, was that the one across the road?
One across the road. Went
Yeah.
there, ripped in, awesome. It was just great to see everyone.
It's just, so for those who don't know, we're at a wedding this weekend.
Yep.
And we're from Brisbane, and our friend, he's one of our best mates from school, Matto, and he married his now wife,
Yeah.
Caro, who we fucking love and adore.
Yeah.
They got married down on the Gold Coast, which is about an hour south, or an hour and a half, an hour
Yeah.
south of Brisbane where we live. And it was just so nice to have everyone together
Yeah.
in the one spot.
It was good.
Why you,
Because I just love how you've reiterated that we live in Brisbane, the greatest city of
well,
all.
people might not know. They might be listening.
Yeah, maybe. Welcome
Sorry,
if
I've,
it's your first
I've
time
got
here.
so much head noise. I'm so blind. I'm just trying to I'm trying to slur my words, and I thought that's why you were laughing at me, because I was like,
No, dude, you're not slurring your words at
I'm
all.
trying really hard to enunciate.
Yeah, you're doing really well.
Thanks, man. So it was just so nice. So like, obviously we've got like a big group of mates, but it was nice to have everyone like together
Yeah.
in a setting. But also I feel like the mood was just on. Like
Yeah, it
everyone was there.
everyone
Like
was
everyone
on.
was horny.
Yeah. It was probably the horniest weekend that I've ever been a part of.
Legit. I've been to, and like I know fair few of our listeners are a bit younger than us. I've been to a few weddings that have been like co-workers or ex-co-workers or family in terms of like cousins, and
Yeah.
you go there and there's something magical about celebrating love. Like everyone is just
Yeah.
so happy, and
Everyone's
the
happy.
atmos is electric.
That's it.
But when you go to like a co-worker or a family wedding, you know, like 2 or 3 people, but not everyone.
Not everyone, yeah.
This weekend it was like it was like our weekend.
It was
like,
so good.
it
And we were
was
all staying in the same place.
yeah. It's like literally all of our mates from high school
Yeah.
that we've been on the piss with every weekend for fucking 10 years.
Yep.
And just witnessing something beautiful.
It was fucking fantastic. On the Saturday, yeah, as we said, we all stayed together sort of. Some people went their separate ways for dinners and stuff, but we all came back. I actually ended up kicking on for a bit to the Cooley Hotel.
Yep.
Which was a great venue.
Great pub.
They had a great middle-aged band playing.
Saw the Owlman.
Saw the Owlman, which was crazy. So for people that remember back to last year, we used to do a Toowoomba trip that our friend Jackson Buckley ruined for us.
Thanks, Jackson.
Thanks, Jackson, for never allowing us to go back to our friend's place.
And for ruining this weekend as well.
yeah, exactly. And every weekend that we have to spend with you. So,
He can.
so this bloke came up to me at the Cooley Hotel and he looked so familiar. And he's like, oh man, you're not going to remember me. I was like, dude, I don't know where the fuck I know you from, but I know you. And he pulls down his shirt a bit and he's got this big fucking owl tattoo. I was like, holy fuck.
I can't forget that.
You're from the Cube. Literally a year before at Toowoomba, we'd been up at the Cube, ripping and tearing, and met these fellas that played rugby league on the coast. Just happened to run into them at the Cooley Hotel.
My favourite part about that story is yesterday, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So Saturday, we got down there, a few beers, whatever, but the wedding was yesterday on Sunday. And you randomly messaged me. I don't know if you remember this, but you messaged me
Probably
at like
not.
1 a.m. being like, let me know if you want to get a feed in the morning,
Yeah.
which not that weird, but like coming in at 1 a.m. When I think I went to bed pretty early, like
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
like pretty random. So I woke up, one of the first things I saw was Clutzy, like, let me know if you want to get a feed in the morning. And I got up pretty early because I didn't have a late night. So I was like, yeah, I'm keen as, blah, blah, blah. Let me know when you wake up. Because I ended up doing a bit of work. Like,
Yeah.
went down the front, got a coffee, sitting on the beach, doing some work. I was just about to have a swim. Clutzy calls me. He's like, hey, man, where are you? I was like, oh, I'm just down the front. I'm about to have a swim. Do you want to come down? He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll come down. And he I'm sitting on this like sand dune at, what beach was out the front? It wasn't Palm Beach. We're a bit further south. It was like Kira, maybe?
It's like, I think Greenmouth.
Green, yeah, whatever.
Considered,
Whatever,
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Coolangatta.
Yeah. And Clutzy's just walking towards me with this massive fucking shit-eating grin on his face. And he's like, dude, I've had the weirdest idea in my mind all morning. I've got this idea for a video. And I was like, what is it? And it was, he's like, oh, you know the Mad Dragons VOD? Which I don't know how to explain it to people who don't listen don't know what it is, but
So Hello Sport have found these fellas, or this fella. He's like a middle-aged man from Perth who supports the Dragons. And
He proper supports the
He-
Dragons.
does these videos every week where he basically like, it's like an inspiration. Think of like Matt Nable from Wish.
Yeah, yeah.
That sort of vibe.
But instead of getting like Channel 9 to produce it, he's filming it on his iPhone.
Yeah. With
And-
multiple camera angles now.
But it fires you up. And Clutzy's like, I've got this idea to do a video to pump everyone up for the wedding. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, just fucking do it. So Clutzy sat on the sand dunes and filmed it. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen in my life.
The best thing is that like there's a fairly big group chat of everyone that was at the wedding. For everyone that was in that chat bar, maybe 3 or 4 people, they would have had
No idea
what was
yeah,
going on.
Yeah. All the girlfriends would have had no idea what you were referencing. But it was funny. And then he finished recording his video and then told me the our story, and I was like, this could not be a scattered morning. And then we had a quick swim.
It took me a while to get under.
Me too. It took me longer.
Yeah,
it was fucking
so
freezing.
difficult, but it was great.
Shout out to Queensland also, like, bit cold, but like it's the end of May and we're swimming in our fucking budgie smugglers.
As I said to you, bro, what's crazy, when I went down to Tassie over summer,
Yeah.
swimming in the water over the weekend was
Not as
arguably
bad.
warmer
Yeah.
than what it was
Yeah.
in Tassie during summer.
Yeah. It was
Like,
elite.
fuck, we are lucky.
The weather, like I spoke to Matto, who was the groom of the wedding we were at, and you literally could not have asked for a better weekend.
No.
Weather was perfect.
Yeah.
Like location, beach,
So good.
everyone there. There's something about fucking weddings too.
Yeah.
Was that your first one with like our mate?
Yeah, with our mates, it's like the first wedding that I've had with like our group of mates. I had Harlow's wedding when we were like 21, but that was all the Terrace boys. But for our mates, it's the first time I've been with like all those people.
Everyone's just in such a good mood.
Yeah.
I actually had a question for you. I don't know if this is just me, but and it's not just weddings, but when I go away for the weekend, like when's the last time you shit yourself? Without being like gastro sick.
I don't know if I have to.
Yeah, me too. But when I'm packing for a weekend away, and it's not just a wedding thing, it's whenever I'm going away for the weekend, I'm like, okay, I've got. So we were there, Saturday
2
Arvo,
nights.
Sunday for the wedding, and then today.
Yeah.
So I had the clothes I wore down on Saturday,
Yep.
my wedding outfit,
Yep.
and then I was like, I'm going to need an outfit for Monday.
Yep.
So my wedding outfit was on a hanger. Today's outfit was folded up in my bag.
Yep.
Spare pair of shoes in there, toiletries. And I was like, better just throw in 14 pairs of knobbies
Yeah.
because like I might poo my pants.
See, I just do it because I panic about what I'm going to... I'm always like, maybe I'll have skitties. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But when's the last time you had skitty? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly, bro.
I
It's
fill half my
ridiculous.
bags with fucking jocks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for what reason?
I was thinking about it the whole drive down. I was like, why have I just packed 7 pairs of jocks? for
And then
2
you know what else I
nights?
do when I get home is I just put my bag in the corner, don't unpack it properly. I'm like, where's all my jocks?
Yeah.
Why can't I find a clean pair
What
of
the fuck
jocks?
is it? Yeah. Ridiculous. Fuck, it was some of the people that we went down with were pretty lucky. Their room was under maintenance.
Yeah.
Got upgraded to the penthouse.
It was elite
Which is
too.
probably the worst option that hotel could have done, particularly for the people that were there. Because
Particularly for our group as
it
well.
was just
Like,
kick-ons up at that penthouse the whole
I feel like the whole hotel was pretty nice. Like our room, I stayed with Rach, my girlfriend. Our room was pretty nice, but it was small and like on a lower level.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't shit to the point where it's like disgusting. Like it was nice. It just could have been better if it had ocean views.
Yeah,
and a bit
yeah,
bigger, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. The penthouse was off its head.
It was ridiculous, man. It was so fucking good.
And that just turned out to be the place that we all went to chop piss.
Just for like every hour of the day, basically. Like Darcy and I, we went back up. I got my brekkie and my coffee and whatnot. And then we went up to the penthouse and I really wanted to watch the basketball. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Celtics. Hopefully they win tomorrow. So hopefully on Wednesday when this comes out, congratulations to Eastern's Conference final winners, the Celtics. Intense game of basketball as well.
So intense,
One of the,
bro.
I love what I love about, I know this isn't the sports show, but the basketball finals are so sick.
They are sick.
Because it's best of 7. It's
Yeah.
not like you
It's
can
not-
have one bad game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Melbourne could have one bad game against
And get
the
knocked
Rabbits
out.
and
Yeah.
there they go. Boom. This is fucking 7 game, best of 7. It was so sick. Good vibes around that as well.
We'll cover that off at length on the sports
On
pod,
the
I think.
sports, yeah. But fuck, everyone was just in a mood yesterday. Got on the bus. The wheels on the bus did go round and round. And we got up the hill, got to the location. It was Summer Grove Estate.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Beautiful place.
Oh,
It was so good.
I don't know what it was, but I think maybe because it was a wedding, like everyone was a different sort of horny.
Yeah.
Like, there's just love in the air. I don't think I've had more like tight embraces with my friends, being like, "I love you so much."
Yeah.
Ever in
Than
my
that
life
weekend.
than that weekend.
Yeah, it was
Like, I feel like when it's an event like that, everyone just turns up.
Yeah.
It was fucking beautiful.
It was so sick. It was the countryside around like the Gold Coast hinterland is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was so nice. There was no neighbours around, which the wedding celebrant let us know. Also, possibly the most relaxed man.
Also hottest wedding celebrant ever.
Hot dude, just like really relaxed.
Oh, Maddo and Caro.
Yeah. Dude, one thing that has actually been playing on my mind, because he was like, as I've got to know them over the last few months, I'm like, as a wedding celebrant, what does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah.
Because
Do you reckon he has
obviously
coffee with upcoming
But they
couples?
must. I know a bloke who's a wedding DJ.
Yeah.
And he used to have meetings at Miss K's with his clients to sort out playlists and shit.
I kind of like it though.
I think it's
Because
great.
he
'cause it
knew
builds a
things.
relationship.
Exactly. He knew things and he was like, Matt told me this and
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
I think it's awesome. But
If you're listening to this and you're like, how old are we? 28?
28, yeah.
So if you're 25, you've never been to a wedding before, strap in because it is the best.
one of our mates,
It is literally the best.
one of
Like,
our mates said the other night at the Cooley Hotel, he was like, I think after this weekend, there will be a lot of knees starting to drop just
Yeah.
so people can do this again.
I said today, I was like, it's such a shame that we don't have another one lined up.
Yeah.
There's honestly nothing better.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's
This is
a lot
the
of fun.
greatest. But there's a few people who fucking let rip a bit too hard last night,
Yeah.
wasn't there?
But there's always people that do
There's
that.
always people that do that.
Not us. We're respectable young
Not
gentlemen.
us. No, we were blind, but we were
Respectable young
respectable.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
It was, but as Das actually took a hilarious photo.
I was just
we
gonna
got through the
say,
ceremony and all
The
that.
sorry, you go. Yeah.
There was like, so we had your nibbles and shit, and they finally call you in to come sit down for dinner and whatnot.
And there's 3 long tables. Basically, the first table was what? All Matt's family.
Matto's family.
Second table was
Caro's
Caro's
family
family,
and
the wife, and then the third table was basically
all
just
us.
our mates. Yeah.
And it was like pretty early on in the piece, probably like 5:45, 6 o'clock.
I've got the timestamp on my phone. It was 6:16. So it was after entrees.
Yeah.
Before main meals, before
Speeches.
speeches, before like we literally went outside and had canapes and beers and wines and stuff on the grass at the front. They're like, come inside, sit down, find your seat. And we're sitting down for probably 15 minutes at entrees. And then the DJ fired up.
And everyone had to get back up. Everyone, look, our whole table was at the dance floor.
So funny. 6:16 and our whole table is bare on the dance floor.
So good, though.
and both families are just still seated.
Being civil, sitting down, being chill. One of my favourite things, though, is I still don't know the origin of the Cousin George.
Neither do I. I was so confused because I missed the Bucks. Or you missed the Bucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some, like,
But I
there was
believe-
some close friends chat that we missed out on from not being at the Bucks because we were up here in Magic Round. And I'm still confused as to what's
I
happening.
believe, well, you know how Smitty has Cousin Jack?
Yeah.
Apparently the origin of referring to someone as cousin such and such is because of Cousin George, like years ago.
Yeah, right.
So one of the funniest things was Matto's sister Jules, absolute legend, got up to do a speech and she was giving a shout out to everyone. And our whole table was in hysterics because she just kept going, Like referred to every cousin as
Cousin. Yeah.
cousin Joe, cousin Josh.
She ran through them all too.
Went through everyone, but put cousin before every single person. And Matto was loving it as well, but everyone was just in hysterics, pissing themselves. The rest of the family and Karish family was sort of looking at us going, what the fuck is wrong with these people? But I think they just found out that we were people that love to rip and tear, that love each other a lot. So
that's what Matto, the groom's dad, said to me. I was having a beer with him outside towards the end of the night, and he's like, it's just so nice, you know, you boys are the the same boys who had pre-drinks at our house when you were fucking 15 and left shit everywhere and tore up the backyard and blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's so nice to see the same group of boys still here now, like nearing the age of 30, like taking the next step.
That's it. He said to me, he was like, oh, look, he obviously you get emotional on the day. Everyone was emotional. But the thing that set him off the most, what really got him was he stepped out of the bus or like the little maxi they had take him up, and everyone that he saw straight ahead of him was, every single like one of Matt's mates that he'd grown up with. And he was just like, fuck, that's sick.
It was pretty fucking special.
Yeah.
I think it was fucking elite.
And he was like, you don't cherish it as much as what you do now, like at his age. I think he said he has a bunch of mates that there's 7 of them that go to Fraser Island the same time every single year. They've been doing that since 1982.
There's a few boys as well, like obviously, how old are we? 28, nearly 29. 29 at the start of next year. And like we've been out of school for 10 years or whatever, and you're obviously very close with a lot of your mates, but like there's certain people who you don't see often. Like it's different for you and I because we literally see each other fucking 3 times a week.
Every day.
Yeah, literally. But there's a few people last night where I like was having a beer with them and like had a hug, and I was like, fuck, like, you know, I don't see you as often as I should or used to, but it doesn't fucking matter because every time we do, it's like
it's just a good catch up.
So special,
pick up from where you
and that's I think that's the magic of weddings, right? Like everyone that you want to be there is there, and everyone's in the same sort of mood, and it's just everyone's just fucking happy. Yeah, it's like, fucking awesome. It's elite. What do you reckon are your most memorable or the best things that you thought happened yesterday? It could be fucking. I remember standing when we first, like after the ceremony, walked down to that other part, like not where the main thing happened, you know, like where the reception was. Yeah. And I remember just like looking across, and it was in the Gold Coast hinterland, and the mountains are in the background. It's like a perfect day, sun setting. And I was like, "Fuck!" Like we're just not going to beat this ever. Nah. So that was awesome for me. Another one was one of our good friends, Tim, moved over to Amsterdam with his lovely girlfriend, Chloe, and I FaceTimed him. Yeah. And I was like, it's pretty fucking cool that like one of our mates is living on the other side of the world and we're still like having a chat with him. Yeah. Sitting here. Ben Bennett's the best man. I had a chat to him and I was like, this is actually elite. And he was like, I've had a number of like snapshots from tonight. Yeah. Where I've just been sitting there being like, I'm just going to soak this all in. Yeah. So good. Another one was when as we said before, everyone got up and was dancing at 6:15 or whatever. Yep. Got to like 8 o'clock and I was fucked, blind, about to fall asleep. I was like, let's go the espresso martinis. Lifted the game. Back in the game. So good. But probably my pinnacle was you dancing to Kylie Minogue out the back. Clutzy in the lead-up was like, if they play Kylie, I'm losing my shit. Do you know what's so funny about that is it was one of the first songs to play. Yeah. And Matto just looked, I saw him come sprinting. He came bounding over. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, Clutzy, it's your fucking song. And I was like, what the fuck? And I said, on and on. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. On the stage again. Apparently the videographer was loving that. But yeah. There's a bit of history to that song, so shout out to the Budgie Smuggler, Ordinary Rig Comp. Yeah, shout out to them. They're getting that's the 3rd or 4th mention this podcast. Yeah, fuck. Not an ad. And I'm also wearing their shirt. Jesus. Great shirt. Great stuff indeed. Shout out to Jimmy and Jess Ringers Weston. Jess Ringers Weston with the Ringers Weston boots. Yeah, dog. Yeah, she stole them. Had to wear my RMs.
One of my favourite things, just because it was fucking hilarious to witness.
I feel like this
it was a bit
weekend,
cheeky.
I feel like this weekend, my missus came and Clutzy's didn't, and I still got blind, but like I both nights went to bed pretty early. Like last night, got back from the reception and I went to bed, but a fair few people kicked on.
Yeah.
The first night, pretty much the same thing. We went out, we got back to the hotel, I went to bed.
Yeah.
A few people kicked on in different rooms. I feel like Clutzy really flew the flag in terms of like getting on it for BBB this weekend. I feel like you've got the dirty stories.
Well,
not dirty stories,
there's
but
some actually it was pretty funny. Our mate Jewett came up from Sydney, and at the Cooley Hotel there was this dude that he kept hooking up with this other dude, right?
Yeah.
And there was a dance floor. But every time Jewett would come past, this dude would just stop hooking up with this guy
and
just look at Timmy. And Timmy
he's hot. Jewett is hot.
He'd just be like, hey, put his hand up. This guy would grab his hand, wouldn't say anything, and they'd just go to the dance floor and start dancing. And we were like, should we tell him what's happening here? Like that.
Does he realise?
Because this dude was like grinding up on him and stuff, and Jewett being Jewett was grinding back, just having a good time.
Yeah, wouldn't have even thought about it. Yeah.
We're like, should we say anything here or just let's just watch what happens? And the other dude was just sitting there and he's just going like, fuck, like watching his mate just fucking grind on Timmy Jewett. And as soon as Jewett would go away, this dude would go back to old mate and just start hooking up with him again. So that was pretty funny to witness. But one of my favourite things, you were there for it as well, during dinner last night. The dinner
I forgot about this. This is why I'm glad you're driving this show, because
you got either steak or salmon. Right?
They had the alternate drop, right? Like you get salmon steak, salmon steak, salmon steak.
So it's luck of the draw. You know what? With those sort of things, to the younger peeps as well, when you go to a function, whatever it is, so wedding, anything like that, even if it's like a
lunch or
just don't complain about what you get.
And also, if you're the type of bloke to complain, sit down early. Like if someone's next to you and you're like, I want the steak, just let them know. Be like, hey mate, I'd really like the steak. Like, do you mind if we?
Because it's like it's not an issue.
Most people don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
If we sat down in a thing like that and you're like, I really want the steak on the salmon, I'd be like, easy, bro. Yeah. If I get the steak, you can have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think, don't complain about it. Accept what you got. It's good fucking food.
Oh, exactly. Both options are fucking delicious.
Both were great because I got to rip into both.
You would know.
I got given a steak, but one of the boys next to me, he was like, fuck, I'm really not a big fan of fish at all. I love steak. So I swapped it because this other person wasn't coming back for theirs.
Yeah.
Person sort of blew up a little bit.
Happens,
whatever. But our mate Geordie was sitting there and he had the fish and he was just like, fuck this. Like, he's like, I really want some steak. And I think our mate Eden was sort of giving him a bit of shit that he got the steak over him.
But also I think Eden might have stolen the steak off him.
Possibly.
Potentially.
So
not sure, but
allegedly. What I found hilarious though was Eden was talking to his Mrs. Shannon and Geordie just took his opportunity, took a big fucking bit out of the steak, cut it up and started eating it, but then went back for the potato. If he didn't go back for the potato, he would have been sweet.
Yeah.
He went back for it and Eden's caught it. He said, Jordan! And just like started roasting him. And then Geordie was just trying to be a smart ass and show that he got the steak and was like, already got some of it, opens up his mouth and it just fucking falls straight out. And then he's so upset because his steak's on the ground.
Oh.
It was fucking hilarious to witness. Also, Geordie was just on one.
Mate.
I played pool with him on the Saturday night.
Yeah, you might have seen it on our Instagram story.
Yeah, I'm not a good pool player, but because I always smack the shit out of it.
You're not bad, though.
Someone was like, oh, just hit it
soft.
Gentle. So I sunk 3 in a row. We got back in the game. Geordie's carry on. I've never seen a man get into someone's head so quickly. Like, he was just like getting right into Hamish's face, just saying the most outlandish shit. It was so fucking funny to witness. I think if you can get in someone's head in pool.
In life, I think.
Yeah.
Not
rent free.
Yeah.
I tried to get in Hamish's head and he looked at me as he's lining up his shot, stared me in the eyes, hit it and sunk it. And I was
impressive.
I shook his hand. I was like, dude, that was fucking incredible.
That's hot. One of my other favourite things, and I'm sorry that I know I've had my time to say my favourite things, but these things have been coming to me as we've been having a bloke at the Caxton.
That's fine.
And I know we talked about the groom's dad, Chris, before.
Yeah.
Talking about how nice it was to see everyone there. But I went to the toilet with one of the other boys, Charlie. We're like doing a piss, standing at the trough, having a whiz each, and we go to walk out. Chris, the groom's dad, walks in, and Charlie, quick as anything, just goes, "Fuck, I'm glad I've put my cock away."
For the rest of the night, he kept me. Keep your cocks away if Chris is coming around.
Big cock Chris.
Funny. Fucking funny.
Fuck. It was fucking elite.
Now, I've been thinking about this as well. If I had to pick an MVP for the weekend.
Tough, isn't it?
Very tough. Geordie was quite up there for me. But I think it's going to go to one of the groomsmen.
Right.
Hilarious.
Speaks.
Sam Speakman is...
He's been on the pod before. Long time ago.
Fucking a great friend of ours.
He's
and unfortunately doesn't live up here anymore.
Funniest
We were
blokes.
saying this today. Just everything that he says is so fucking funny. One of the coolest things from the wedding was so Caro's from Taiwan originally. And they had these like people dressed up in a dragon.
Yeah, it was like, it's hard to explain, but it's like two people. One's at the front with the mouth. If you've ever been to like a Chinese, I think King of Kings, do it.
They do it.
They come around. Yeah, it's wild.
And it was one of the coolest things I have ever seen. But one of the things at the end, like you've got to feed the dragons. They had some lettuce to give to the dragon. And,
so fucking funny.
Speaks was saying to Matto today.
This morning.
Yeah, this morning.
No, I was there.
Yeah, this is just, will you explain?
It was me, Matt, and Speaks. Speaks goes, how do they eat the lettuce? Because they like shot it back out their mouth.
Yeah.
So imagine it's almost like not a puppet is the wrong thing.
No, it's like a giant.
It's like a dude with a dragon head and then a guy behind him, and they've both covered. But anyway, Speaks is like, how do they spit the lettuce back out? And Matto's like, they just put it in their mouth and spit it back out. And Speaks goes, what, so they weren't real dragons? I was like, fuck, it creased me.
It's just an example.
The way he said it, yeah.
He's so quick-witted with all that sort of shit. It's a shame he's not up here anymore because it was always fun doing stuff with old Speaks.
Shout out to Navy Speaks.
Shout out to him, serving the nation, protecting the nation. Sweet.
So we put up a clip last week. Last week? Was it last week?
Yeah, I believe it was last week, mate.
About the truth about naan bread. Because we basically we got told that naan basically means bread.
Yeah.
So if you're asking for naan bread, you're asking for bread. And the clip went pretty well on social, and apparently there's a lot of different like scenarios where this happens.
Yep.
Where people don't realise they're asking for things incorrectly. So Klutzy's got the Instagram up, I've got the TikTok, and we're going to read out a few examples of other cases where this has happened. Yeah, look, now, one of my favourite ones, it's still going off the naan thing. Does this mean that we can order garlic naan at Domino's? Yeah. Technically, you can. Garlic bread. Because it is just garlic bread. Garlic bread. But the most common one on Instagram that we got was the Los Angeles Angels. Yeah. Angeles. Angels. Is Angels. So it's the Angels. The top one on TikTok is like chai tea. Chi means tea. May I please have a TT? I don't know why, but I feel like that just feels sexual. Yeah, it does. Like a TT. Yeah. You can have a TT. That's exactly what I thought as well. Maybe our minds are in the gutter, but that's where we've been. That's where we've come from the gutter. That's it. Salsa sauce. Salsa means sauce? Does salsa mean sauce? Sorry, I got to fact check this. So is this salsa or sauce? Yeah. Salsa translates literally as sauce. So what's salsa dancing? Sauce dancing. Yeah. Fucking work that out. Yeah, I can't. Sauce dancing. Sauce. Another good one we've got here is Townsville. Ville, as in Ville, is French for town. So Townsville is Townstown.
The town's town.
Downtown.
That
Chad
sounds like
Soundstown.
that'd be a good like a thing to get around. Like we're the town's town.
Yeah.
You know, we're not the Townsville. We're the town's town.
Another
Be
good
like a
comment.
political campaign.
Another good comment on our TikTok is this podcast would be a hard listen. Newsflash, you don't have to, bruh.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
Don't listen at all. You cunt. Got another one here. Muay Thai kickboxing. Muay means boxing. So boxing Thai kickboxing.
It's like people that say, I need to go to the ATM machine. The automatic teller machine.
Got that there as well, but pin number.
Yeah.
And in pin is number. The PI number. Chai tea again. Lentil dal.
Yeah.
Dal must mean lentil.
Dal.
Dal.
Tom Lentil. Same with Nashi pears. Pears.
Pear.
I didn't even know that.
No. Sahara Desert. Apparently Sahara means desert.
Just about to read the exact same thing.
The desert.
VIN number. Vehicle identification number.
I like all those ones where it's like number.
Is people saying SMH my head? Shaking my head's my hedge. Rat test. That's a big one. Rapid antigen test. Rat test got a lot
Test.
of airtime.
It did.
So yeah, that's it. But I'm sure there's plenty others out there. If people are listening, let us know. Once again, apologies for the poor prep for this podcast. I feel like we're saying that every week.
Yeah, recently we've been pretty busy with some stuff, but
We have been.
we'll get there.
We'll come back bigger, better, stronger.
That's it. We will get I'm sort of glad you didn't try and prep in the car because I reckon car sickness could have been.
Big time. I get car sick so badly.
We know after the wedding as well that car sickness and
Yeah.
motion sickness isn't the best thing.
Not everyone can handle it. Some can, some can't.
Some can, some can't.
Shout out to red wine.
Shout out to red wine.
And
we
vomit.
actually had 2 people jumped off the bus on the way back last night. Someone was having a big yak.
Yeah. Painted the walls of the bus, basically.
Which was pretty fucked. But
Thanks for tuning into this week's podcast, I guess.
thank you very much. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the sports pod.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Thursday. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Thursday Sports Pod. We'll be there.
That's
it. Shout out to Matto and Caro. Shout out to Chris and Sue.
Shout out to Love.
Shout out to Love.
Shout out to Love. We love Love.
We love Love.
It's good
a
shit.
lot. Bye for now, I guess.
Farewell.
See you
Bye,
next
drivers.
week.